walked up those creaky wooden stairs. It was June. The flowers had been praising up for months now, leaving no one without a nose full of smell. Dandelions just sprouted through the cracks in the sidewalk, despite all else. I pass stone steps that held us before and after, during rehearsals, heart to hearts. So anyway, I walked up those creaky wooden stairs. My hair is brushed back into a tight ponytail, chapstick on, tank top fixed as a backdrop for my Hawaiian print backpack. Give me a break. It was 2001, and I was shining, nervous as all get out. Would they like me? Would I feel accepted? It is so much harder to believe when you don't know yourself, but I was there and I was young. Before we all knew our own selves, we were leaning and learning the names of 40 other people, gangly, pubescent collections of limbs and nerves. The show where we met. I was excited to be with this community, these people. And you had not planned on being there. You didn't audition, but somehow you made it up those stairs. The bandana and jean vest you had on was unmistakable, and I was grateful to have met you, to be there with you. We dipped our toes into the process, found ways to learn and to grow. We were together sometimes and moments apart. Who knew these years would bring us back together again? See, you thought I was talking about us, but I was talking about us. Do you remember when we all met? Felt finally here. One. Do you remember when I leaned on you? Can we recall when our living statues turned serious, sentimental, goofy, flamboyant, model-worthy, deeply connected? Anyway, I walked up those creaky wooden stairs, and I know I keep getting distracted, getting nostalgic, getting swept up in what was, but you have to know it's what I do, it's what we do. You already know this story, and if you don't, you will. I walked up those creaky wooden stairs, and I am not saying it was all good. I am not saying it was all safe. I am not saying you would go back, feel home. I am saying it was our teacher. I am saying we met each other, and that was enough. I am saying that moment when she sang home, it reminded me of us, these walls, those walls, yes, but us first. I am so grateful for you. You've become. You know who you are, who we are. Do you remember when we would lead each other up and down those stairs blindfolded? Trust exercises teaching us how to be and be with, how to lean and be leaned on, to be vulnerable and to support. How could you learn any other way? I took the hands of the people that knew me from those wings, hands clammy, cheeks giddy and breathless. The nervousness crept out of our pores like they were trying to win the gold. I didn't think I could do it, but there was just no time to think. When they said it was time, we marched in, took our places, found our light, and waited. And waited. As teenagers, we had been told that we had changed. No longer the gangles of flesh unable to communicate our brilliance. Changed? No, we have just finally been imagined, realized. How have we changed? We have just grown taller, stretched toward heaven, toward the ceiling that held us. During shows, I would stand just off stage, just out of sight, but within eye shot. Do you remember when we would hang on each other's every word? I'm sorry I keep getting distracted. Our lives are a running to-do list, meetings scheduled, minutes taken away. This pandemic has proven that the hamster wheel is always freshly oiled, doesn't wait when people are dying, doesn't wait when people can't focus, can't be here. Depression seeping into the minds and beds of my dearest loves. That piece is true. That piece feels real. That piece isn't new. When I remember those moments, that nostalgia that sometimes feels like a warm blanket or a thorned vine, when we shifted form again, bandanas and backpacks were exchanged for curly hair nestled under the hat we know so well. The stars, admiring their work. You, stepping into your light. We are so glad to see you realizing the brilliance you always were.
Stare into each other's eyes and take our place. In the wings, yeah. In the wings, yeah. In the wings, oh, in the wings, yeah. I used to hear your voices blend off stage. The lilt of your melodies that define my days. I'm grateful to know harmony. Now I emerge from the wings where I set the butterflies free. In the wings, ooh, in the wings, in the wings, in the wings, yeah. Okay, well, let me get untangled here. This is why headphones are not your friend. All right, guys. Well, how exciting is this? I wanted to welcome you to Voices of the Community. My name is Mo. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to share with you today. I love looking into the camera and imagining all of the beautiful faces of my community and beyond just here to support me today. It's so very exciting. Yeah, I've been wanting to share more for a really long time. It's actually been a really long time coming. I got involved with Near West Theater in 2001 while I was a super shy 12-year-old little baby biscuit. Yeah. Biscuit was never the word of the show. It was always baby. The baby was the word. There's a lot of inside jokes. But because I was painfully shy, I could never share all of the huge wealth of art inside of me. I used to blend into the background, sort of like snap sneaky pictures, because that was a way to share my art while still kind of hiding, I guess. But now I'm excited to share my favorite art that I do with you all, which is my music. So I'm so excited. I hope that you like the song that I just did, and I hope you're gonna like the rest of the songs. My good friend Rachel is here with me today. She's gonna be the literal representation of my community. Every time before when I stepped into the light, you were there, and you were there. And I couldn't imagine stepping forward in this new kind of way without you by my side, you know? So we're gonna share art, we're gonna do music, poetry, and I just invite you to join us on another journey. Thank you guys so much. So to start, why don't we go to the circle? We're just gonna decide that this is the circle. I mean, we have blocks, so it's legit.
Yeah, it's legit.
It's totally legit. To be a good host, I thought that I would ask you a question.
Okay.
And this totally is not an excuse so that I can tune my guitar.
Well, it better be a good question. Enough time for you to do.
Oh, I only ask the best questions. Everybody knows this. I ask the best questions.
Great.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
So, what show would you say was like, presented like a pivotal, was a pivotal thing for you? Like it was transformational situation. Which show would you say that was the case?
Great.
And why don't you talk? Like I said, I'm going to.
Okay. I would say when I think of pivotal moments, I think about Move On, and Move On being a show between. It felt like a bridge between kind of the old theater building, physical space, and this new physical space that we have now. And I had marked my time at Near West as, you know, I'm a child, I'm in children's shows, I'm a teenager, I'm in teen shows, and kind of marked it by age. And then when I got to Move On, I was an adult at that point. I had been in adult shows for a couple of years by then. And I realized that my connection and my contribution to the theater was no longer just as an actor, but as a community member to welcome folks in. And we did all of the things that I love about Near West shows. We just reflected a lot about past shows. And that really gave me a chance to really think about my time there. And it was also the first show that I had performed poetry in public on the stage. And I was able to really be a community member as well as an actor and saw those really fuse together. So I would have to say Move On.
That's cool. You know, I feel like I went through a similar process to that when I did Big Fish, but that was actually just this last year because I'm slow moving.
Or always evolving.
Oh, you know what? I love the way that you phrase things. Thank you so much for that piece. Like, I appreciate that. Yeah, but it was like my first time in my 2 decades here at the theater that I had like a lead role, and I honestly wasn't sure if I could do it. But I think that I stepped up to the plate. The cast members said that it was so interesting to see me be in that lead role. I probably wouldn't even be here today if I didn't do that. I think I used to audition to be in the ensemble because I would sit there and pretend like nobody could see me, and that gave me permission to like express myself the way that I really have wanted to express myself.
Yeah, we've talked about that a lot.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like I just pretend that no one could, but like now it's like I literally can't pretend that nobody can see me. It's like my name is literally on the event. Like this is I'm just kind of wild that I'm doing this right now. But I'm thrilled that I could finally get to a place, and I'm so excited that there's literally people all over the city that are watching right now, supporting me, that I can speak right to about how they helped me and how they helped transform me, you know? I don't know. I don't know if I can ever express my gratitude enough. I got too close to not being here. Ooh. Hid my hair, thought I could disappear, but oh no, oh no. Well, I always felt the need to hide myself away, but now I got a message I've been meaning to say out loud, and I can, 'cause your love was transformational love. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, I'm saying, if you ever held my hand in the circle, I'm talking to you. If you made your profile pic one of my clicks, I see you, love you, show me vulnerability, juicy deep, believed in me. I'm trying to shift this energy. I'm trying to be a legacy now. Ooh. Ooh. Say I'm trying, honeys. I said that to make you laugh. I'll tell you what, I love this music. I mean, I know that I wrote it, but also I love it. I feel like it communicates what I'm trying to say, which is just thank you. I really think I'm just gonna drill that whole point home. But this song, this melody just sort of sounds like happy and thank you to me. Art and music is the easiest way for me to communicate, music in particular. If it was up to me, I would speak way less with words and way more with music. I wish that every single conversation I ever had could be as musical as a conversation we're having right now. It's kind of a dream come true to have a conversation be this musical. There's always so much music inside of me. It's like, oh, it changed. But you know, whenever it does that, I just sort of go with it. Oh, it changed again. Listen, if it changes, you gotta go with it. I kind of feel like this music sounds like it's reflection type music, so guess what?
Circle time.
Back to the circle, back to the circle, back to the circle. With our legit blocks. They're super legit.
So you asked the question last time.
Uh-huh.
And so now I get to ask a question to you.
Yes.
And you have to answer.
Well, yeah, I don't think I have a choice.
Yeah. So we've talked about how, music is kind of the way that you communicate in the way that is most authentic to you.
Yes, darling.
Yes, darling. And I'm wondering what about the Nearest Theater process specifically made you feel connected to a cast or to the community?
I would have to say the movement. Whenever someone would stand in the middle of the stage on one of these very blocks, usually Stephanie Morrison, but not always. And they would start to move, and we would all move with them as like a collective body. It was like being a part of it. Like it validated what I knew internally, which was that separation isn't real, really. It was like I craved to feel connected. And whenever that was happening, it really just, I was just right there in it, Something else that I really loved was the mirror exercise, because I feel like it was that same idea, but like miniature, And oftentimes I would be doing the mirror exercise with a member of the cast I didn't even know that well. And there we were, staring at each other's eyes, we were validating each other's movements and just really connecting. And for someone who really wanted to connect, it showed me the pathway to connection, and it made me want to fight so that I could have access to that kind of connection in my everyday life. Did you want to do the mirror exercise with me right now? Like, I would be so honored.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing that with me. It brought back so many good memories. When I was younger, a young person, I was going through a lot of really internal challenges, and so things like that really helped draw me out of myself. The last day of the shows was always just so difficult for me. It felt like I was never going to recover every single time. Because to me, it wasn't just the end of the show, it was the end of pretty much the bomb in my life, the thing that made sense, But lately, I am able to give myself that same kind of energy, and it's been such an amazing feeling. I feel like when I wrote this next song, I was kind of speaking to that. It's kind of like a call and response where I sort of worry, and then I comfort myself, and then I cry, and then I soothe, And I even call on my ancestors at one point, because it reminds me that I'm not alone, and I stand on so many shoulders, All right? But first, y'all, I have to tune. This is called On the Ground. That is not correct. Leave it to me to decide I'm going to do tuning in the middle of my first show. Wake up in the morning, why am I here? Why does all this evil ruminate here? I know we can just hop out this bed, put your feet on the ground. How many people get to travel through the seas? How many people will believe in me? I know we become, I become myself when I walk across the ground. How are we to see when nothing is clear? Why do many ears only listen to fear? I know we can hear the ancestors, they're singing out from the ground. Are we approaching something brand new? When it's all over, what'll be true? I know we can rest. I know time resets. It's a circle. It's a circle. A sacred circle on the ground. Thank you. Speaking of on the ground, I feel like now is a perfect time to talk about our partner for the show. What do you think?
I think it's a great time.
A partnership with the show, we're doing Riddle. They're a
green partnership.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a green partnership, and they call themselves an agricultural and social enterprise. And they're led by family members and close childhood friends. And the kind of main hub is located in the Kinsman neighborhood, but the people that run it are from different East Side suburbs, East Cleveland suburbs, or East Cleveland neighborhoods, excuse me.
Riddle stands for Redeem Integrity and Determination for All Mankind. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Oh my God. I found that out and I was like, I love that. Redeem integrity and determination for all. I love it. I love it. So this is an urban farm feeding community with fresh, organic, and local produce. Their mission is to provide their community so that they can learn, work, and eat. They've already got a farmer's market, and they have a restaurant on their way as well. So it's just pretty much straight from that same land to something that you can go ahead and partake in, you know? It's beautiful. I think that I have a huge focus right now to take what it is that I understand about being in community and apply it on like into the world in a way that can really affect communities, like on a larger scale, basically, I think is what I'm trying to say. So that's why I'm like really excited to uplift this organization. Their website is greenghetto.org. You should be seeing the, on your screen
the
right now.
donation information
Totally.
and
So make sure to check it out, you guys, and donate if you can. Thanks so much.
absolutely. And I was really glad that you mentioned Riddell because of how their mission really applies to how you have seen community as a whole, but also that they are consistently evolving.
Yeah.
And that feels like a lot of who you are and what your art has become.
I love evolution. And great. Thanks, guys.
One thing I have learned about this community was that affection was always a familiar language. I love you was never absent from our lips. We were never shy to support each other when we had the chance. One circle, I remember an actor getting up, walking to the center, and proclaiming that she was in love. She seemed timid at first, unsure if this was the time. But when she got to the center, it just kind of came out. When we proclaim we are in love, we open our hearts and hear the echoes of the walls that held us. You have opened my heart. I didn't know then, but the urgency of our love was in the very fiber of our fingers, the sawdust underneath our fingernails, the relief in our breath when we share a secret and have it fall out of us. It is cradled by this community. What remains true is here, is us. When the crowds go home, when the curtain drops, when the wings are cleared of our love notes, the place where we embraced for the first time, even when we have left, we have continued to walk with each other. Community. Look at the love that made us. The words you used to claim us when we were lost, the ritual that made the memories we shared, we have to take it somewhere because nowhere else does this happen. Nowhere else do these relationships seep out of the walls and into the streets. Nowhere else do I feel like I can call you friend from decades ago who knew those chapstick lips and Hawaiian backpack, the us wondering if we were enough to love. We are the folks that hold each other. We are the ones that follow along, find ourselves a way, and show up unexpected, uninvited, and always welcome. We have taken our own paths, but we need to use them to transform each and every corner, hold fast to our boundaries, but there is still gold in the hills when we realize who we are without the walls. I'm glad these people keep showing up in my life in large and small ways. They all feel significant. We always feel grateful. So let me say this clearly. Undistracted. What are we going to do with this to spread that transformational love? There is too much in us to let it go unused, untested, tucked in our back pocket collecting dust.
Oh, when I look out, I see the people crying. Never been the one to let that go. Somewhere there's a light waiting for its time to shine. But somewhere shouldn't be so far. We don't have to reach for these stars. Maybe we can reach into our hearts and start. Ooh, start with you. Oh, when I look down, I see the people fighting. Mirrored enemies above, below. Somehow calling in illumination in disguise. For nobody can tell us no. We already know what's possible. Let the conflicts be clear, the obstacles, and start. Ooh, that's really all you have to do. Light in the dark, message through the sand. Step into my power, I am. Light in the dark, message through the sand. Step into the power, I am. Light in the dark, message through the sand. Step into my power, I am. Light in the dark, message through the sand. Step into my power, I am. Yeah, it goes like ooh, ooh, it really calls like ooh, days drift apart, seconds drop with the rain. Do you know where we're headed? Do you wanna find all the ways that we need each other? Are you mine to believe in? Death near the trees, hear the wind speak a lesson. Is it fine if it's heavy? Listen to the heart of the collective beating. Listen to the call if you're ready. Yeah, it goes like ooh, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh. Days drift apart, seconds drop with the rain. Do you know we're connected? Do you wanna find all the ways we can free each other? Are you mine to believe with? like a tree. Hear the ground speak a lesson. Is it fine if it's shaken? Listen to the heart of the collective beat and listen to the call if you're ready. Yeah, it goes like the only way to learn, the only step to take. If the world's gonna burn, can we realize our place? The only way to learn, the only breath to take.